Well, it's starting to appear. See, a trend I see. See, an uneducated economist has. See, I knew that there would be an issue with tariffs, that there would be a bite that it would take. It'd be that jumping into cold water. And that would first be kind of rough, but we would have to see as time went on. So first we got a little kind of juicy wins supposedly out of the tariffs. But the thing though that just popped up is at almost 30% APR, you're seeing people hop on the credit train a lot. The revised jobs report says 1 million fundamentally foreigners got jobs. No Americans were born here, or something along those lines. And then uneducated economist, what he was saying about he's mapping out how, no, don't worry, the tariffs are going to hit in housing, and just, I mean, now all the housing and real estate channels are just having, they're all like, prices are changing so fast in so many places that it's just crazy. And then if I remember right, I think gold has now broken 28 and is staying above 28. Platinum, from what I recall, is still not breaking 1,000. But silver is doing a climb that is, I mean, it's the climb back up to that climb to 50 that everybody knows. It's like, no, once that's what everybody's waiting for, is for that climb when it breaks $50, because that is when we will really see something change with the value of the dollar if silver rises to that point in comparison to it. So, the next stage of what I was thinking about was USAID. Again, I was starting to consider the USAID stuff, and how now there's no way around pretty much what liberals think are bourgeois, by definition, issues. See, this is something that I picked up on a bit at one stage, and tried to kind of like remedy, like, well, no, you see, you gotta, there's this piece falling in if people do this to help, like organic things or some, but eventually I was kind of like, these are really kind of vagaries. And I know once this becomes some kind of official Department of Organic, it does, the government, when government touches anything, it makes it unholy. It's not that other things enter government and make it unholy. No. Government sees, envelops it, and makes it this unholy thing, like a Japanese anime kind of thing. Tetsuo Kaneda. So, I was thinking about how with the liberals, this became solidly, especially with the West Coast, this was something more and more and more I started to pick up on, was things being a fashion. Big ideas being a fashion. And then a lot of this kind of talk of solving problems. But there was this kind of part of me that was already Gen X enough to know, like, boomers kind of have some weird ideas about the way they think humans are. And I think a lot of there's one. Mama and Papa Don't Know What's Going On. It was from New Kingdom, a rap group in the 90s. And it was a really great line, because it was around the time that you started to see the hip-hoppers take Molly or various hallucinogenics. And introduced to, and so this is one of the first trip hop groups. So this ends up being this thing of, you have Mama and Papa don't know what's going on. Mama and Papa don't know. And I remember, like, I'm like, this song, they're nailing something in just that. Because that's what a lot of it was with Gen X. You know, that you would play, you loved your mom and dad. You know, but you played a good kid at home. But on the streets, you had to be kind of a bad mother, you know. And like, your parents didn't know that was the way of things, you know. But then sometimes you would find out, like, how much they did not know about what was going on. And that they were paying attention to things in social, what was, you know, television days. You know, this is like cable's a luxury. You know, AOL is going to come online in a handful of years. You know, it's at this stage is what I'm talking about. So they're concentrating on other issues, you know, and they just didn't know what a lot of us of Gen X were getting involved in when we weren't at school and weren't at home, you know. So now you get this generation that they don't want to have anything like that. They really want just something stable. They finally have all the distractions and entertainment they could ever want, easily available at home. Endless amounts of, I mean, like, just the ability to just talk with other youth, you know, I mean, you know, or endless amounts of distractions from games and various, you know, media formats and such like. Whoa! And so, you know, it's not quite the same thing as us, where we would have to watch reruns of what our parents accepted that they were going to sit there and watch with us. It was sometimes very uncomfortable, you know. But anyway, I just started to think about, like, how, yeah, a lot of what the kind of the boomer left was about at one time, their issues, what they thought was important, that you know, they would every once in a while do something or bring somebody back from back in the day, and it was always like how Imagine never dies. Well, Imagine's not that good of a song. I mean, in any way, shape, or form, it's just not that fucking good. And it's just, but it's this quintessential lameness of that generation. You know, that song is like distilled. It's like pure, you know, lame cane, you know, lamicane. It'll make you lame as hell. It'll make you wear your chacos with socks on, you know. And so, and I thought about it, I'm like, no. There's just like Sir Mix-a-Lot is our lamicane. We are so lame. Big Butt Song. The big butt song. Yeah, that one. That, like, everybody used to love. And so it's just really funny that when I think about it, like, every generation has to have some kind of song or something that is just like, yeah, it was pretty lame, bro, you know. Well, no, but the ladies loved it, you know. The girls love that tune, you know. And then, when we think back to it. Okay, so that song comes on. Who suddenly is up in arms and like, yeah, and you're just like, oh no, not you. yes, you, yeah, this is sort of about you. Like, so then, niceties. Bourgeois politics and white women being polite. Educated white women being polite. You see, the way you show you're educated is that you're very polite to other people, you see. And you don't say things that would be considered frank or brusque or anything like that. You know, no, you know. speaking in circular vagaries, and lots of was it scraping and bowing, and so a lot of the men's movement has been us watching that's kind of what women do with one another in the Western world. And more, when you start to see who scrapes and bows for whom, you start to get this idea of like, what are the signs that these animals in this pack are giving one another? And so you see, there's really a psychological thing known now that really big tit, loudmouth women, they're bullies. They're physiologically, they're actually bullies. Gorgeous big tit women don't have to be nice. They quite specifically often they are kind of, oh no worries. That was a cool bike. Yeah. This kid has like this dope electric bike, like with humongous tires. Like I kind of dig it. He's like trying to figure out how to get around in an area that this isn't really good for, like traversing. Yeah. Oh, I see. He's hooking up with friends. He's a hustler on the go. And anyway, so I started to think about USAID started to show us that there was this whole the whole thing about these Yankee NPR high voicer skinny guy old hippies, that the whole reason for all of this NPR PBS nonsense, the reason why USAID is so important to them, right, is because that they would. That's awesome. Whatever they're doing, it has something to do with a force field, and that's, I just love that somebody still believes they have a force field. That's cool. Yes, it was awesome. Okay. Yeah. Oh man, good kids having fun. Good kids having fun. Oh my gosh. So, see, what a great walk. What a great walk. That's wild. Homie cut up an old Volvo, made it into like a truck-like thing, and then put a Lexus thing on the front of it through the Volvo. That was fucking dope. That was sick. Okay. And he had like roll bars. He had like the roll bar for the cab. Like, what a great walk today. The youth, yes, Gen Alpha. Oh my God. There's hope. There's fucking hope. This is amazing. This has changed so much of what I've been thinking about. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm glad I feed these kids fried chicken and tendies. Okay. Anyway, so the thing with USAID is it showed that there was basically this part of the culture that's like, the accusation that, no, they like big government because that's the only way they get jobs. So this is a kind of like old kind of Archie Bunker thing. And, like you would have an uncle who would say that, the reason they like the government so big is so they could get jobs in it, and so now we're finding out that's true. And this is like this stack of chips on the end of the right side of the table now. This is crazy. Like, Alex Jones was right. Archie Bunker was right. Like, Meathead, the actual actor who plays Meathead in that show, had to go and get like psychotherapy because Trump broke his brain. The levels of irony and the levels of wow, we were like totally right. And now this with USAID and So the beautiful next part of this is, how bad is the Department of Education disclosure is going to be? Especially assaults on teachers and assaults on kids. That's the part that I'm thinking there's like a whole like database of like, insurance or school violence, something. There's some there, or like reports that they would put away, and things about the reading rates and the success rates for minorities. And then it's going to come down to, and is there some huge budget, some giant carve-outs for trans? All the trans kids, so many. And then when something's done about it, then it's going to be once again Joy Reid going, oh, there's so few of them. Why are they even paying attention to this? Again, filling in that pattern of behavior that keeps showing up with kind of the morally deviant. But I mean, it's only a little bit of poison. See, why are you guys so upset about being poisoned? Oh my God, it's only a little poison. You concentrated on the real problem, the real issue. What are you doing to get poisoned? There we go. That's Why are you eating? And, because stuff has poison in it. I mean, come on. What are you thinking here? So, so that's where my head is at right now. Like, one is that part of, there's more disclosures coming, and they're going to be like, whoa. And it's going to be a lot of money. But the big thing is, though, there's basically, we now have got it. There's no like, Hassan, and Hassan's probably gay. Let's just face the fact, that we have this very strange issue of Nick Fuentes and his issue around women. But then you think of, how is Hassan not like where are the hoes? How is it like they're nothing? This guy's simply not on some high level game shit that he's keeping it that tight. And it's like, but he sure does hang out with a lot of fellas. And he does have really bad taste, which that's the next part that hit me. His taste is just too shitty. With that amount of money, he should simply not have taste that bad. There's only one way it makes sense. Everything about him actually suddenly makes sense if he's actually somebody who's got like complicated sexual issues. Just plain out. It suddenly everything about him just totally clicks. Like every last thing about him. But if like he's actually like laying the pipe to fly hose, then you're kind of like, man, there's a lot of things in this world I guess I just don't understand, But yeah. So what else was? There was one other. Oh, I remember I was thinking about this. That one of the things that Donald Trump really needs to start kind of maybe just humoring some way of how is it that we have so few automobile companies? I've really had to think about this, where I'm like, this doesn't seem, is this really a business that it really is not something that, like either you need like oodles and googles of money, or it's just really not, it's not worth it, like manufacturing vehicles it seems like it would be super worth it, but it's not really worth it. Yeah, it was just one of these things I started to think about where I'm like, it seems like we should have far more creativity in that realm. Like there would be, you would think people would even have just odd, small firms that would make that, that would give it a try, like, I don't know. It's just something I'm thinking about. Like, if you guys have any thoughts on that, or any insights on that, or if there's videos that like they discuss, like, why are there so few car companies? Why are there not companies making like the old scooters? Why are there not a variety of types of kind of cars, like really, like there used to be? I mean, like they really look different, like, why is there never going to be a Car McGee again? Why is there, yeah, those kind of things, like, that, is it time for that again? Is some era similar to now and similar to then coming possible in the future? You'll have people able to fix vehicles that are meant to be fixed. Like, then there's other things that it's like, no, this is so electrical or so hybrid that you're not going to be able to do it. But yeah, because it seems like also, because it's the issue of, like, we can't just count on, and we'll just build fix-it shops everywhere. Like back in the day, it'll just happen. We'll just do it, and like that. No, the extension of credit, you have to extend credit. You have to know that suddenly there's not going to be somebody who's going to ban that type of vehicle again. Yeah, just some thoughts, but yeah, just some thoughts later.